All right, social media myths busted. Today, what you need to know about social media in 2024. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I'm the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros, and today we're going to go into the details of these myths, and I'm going to go pretty speedy. We have a two-part show, so today, part one, this is the myths that are out there and just my opinion on these, because I've had a lot of people who are pretty steadfast in things that are, old and don't suit them. So we're going to talk about the myths, and then next week we're going to talk about the different platforms, social media platforms that you can use to post your content, because that is probably the number 2 question I get. Like, what content to post is number 1, and number 2 is where should I be posting, and how should I be doing that? So let's dive into the number 1 myth that I'm going to cover with you today, is that brands should avoid TikTok. And this one, and B2B specifically, but any brand is kind of what the myth is that's out there. But the honest truth, guys, sorry, there's dogs barking. The honest truth is that TikTok still remains, even though there's legislation, there's legislative challenges that are with the U.S. Biden administration that could potentially ban TikTok unless the parent company ByteDance divests the app by January 25th. 2025. But TikTok has filed a legal challenge, and the battles are still going according to PolitiFact, and it continues to be and remain influential in the social media landscape. So it's very popular. Lots of people are looking at it, particularly in product sales. So TikTok sales are insane. They have people with their own channels, TikTok sales channels, and are just off the charts, being able to reach many, many people. It is a volatile platform. So I have seen people get banned, shadow banned, and they don't even really know that they've all of a sudden lost all of the traction that they had. So I would say that it's a little bit more volatile, but it can really be helpful for brands. It reaches a broad demographic. What we thought was just kids doing dances really isn't the case on the TikTok demographics. So that is one that I wanted to dispel for you. Still a lot of opportunity in the TikTok space, and it is fast growth too. You can actually grow super fast because it's showing your information to a lot of people, not just the ones that like, and it's not like or love focused. It's they know everything, obviously. But, all right. So number 2, regulated industries shouldn't show social, or should avoid social media. So I do think there's this one doesn't apply to all of our people that are in the audience right now, but even industries with like regulations that have to adhere. I'm trying to think of some big ones, but like insurance. I have a lot of people who are in the insurance industry, and they are still killing it in social media, because it's not necessarily about the product or the service. It's about the connecting with your audience and building a relationship. So even though you have regulations, you can still build relationships on social media. I know we have a couple of people who work for government. They're working on contracts with the government. LinkedIn's a great way to find people. And even if you're not doing social media, you're still using that opportunity to network and find people. So even if you are in a regulated industry, I feel like it is definitely a good one to, you're still going to want to use social media in some way. There's very few people that I don't think can use social media in some way to further the brand, at least for awareness. Like, you want to be always everywhere, right? In general. All right. So number 3 is social media is only for the young. And I cannot tell you how many people. I just got off one of my clients. I was talking with him, and he's 90 something years old. Not Fred. He's not 90. 95, I think. And he's absorbing social media almost more than most people that I've talked to, because he doesn't have as much to do. So I don't believe that, and the statistics and numbers do show us that social media is being used by all generations. Older generation, it's actually to connect with family and to be near people when they've all grown up and moved on, right? So social media is not just for the young. And I've seen some, awesome content from, I will say, older business people lately. They're really embracing the opportunities that are in social media and taking it. They're just taking control over the marketing that they're doing, and it's great. I love watching them. So number 4. Follower count is the ultimate measure of success. Myth number 4. It's the ultimate myth of. It's the ultimate. The follower count is not the ultimate set measure of success for your business online. So I know people who have small number of followers and make $20,000 a month. So it doesn't matter if you have, many followers. It just matters that they're quality followers that actually are engaging and they care about what you do. So you can have very few, but make really good money. So don't be measuring only by your follower count. Make sure that you're looking at some other variables, like how long they spend on your content. Are they liking? Are they engaging? Are they actually having dialogue? Are you selling anything? If you're not selling, there might be something wrong with the way that you're doing your social media. Make sure you're actually asking for a sale and generating traffic back to a lead magnet / customer journey that's going to make you money, right? It's okay to be on social media and not sell directly there, but you do have to have an end plan to get to the buy. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Don't want to do that. Okay, so myth number 5, that posting daily is essential. I'm so happy that this isn't true, because I am not a post daily kind of person, but posting daily isn't required. It does help that you're getting content out to more people. 4% of your audience at any given time is seeing a post. So if you post more times a day, you're actually reaching additional people, like 4% that are on at that time, 4% that are on at that time. So you are reaching more people, and it's a numbers game. So you do want to reach more people, right? But posting daily, if you're posting crap, is going to not do anything for you. So post good, high quality content as opposed to just posting. And if you're sharing out everybody else's things all the time, it doesn't show that your page is a page to follow, because you're sharing everybody else's things. You don't really have an identity for yourself. So what I would say is that your own really true, honest, good content that's focused on your specific message and your target audience and what they care about, that's what counts. It doesn't have to be daily. It doesn't even have to be, many times a week. If you are honestly getting the content that the people want, then you're going to be able to get more results from your content. Myth number 6 is ignore negative comments. Myth number 6, just ignore them. They'll go away. I don't know if you have heard that. Like, just ignore them. It's okay. No, don't ignore negative comments. Really deal with them. Thank the person. Addressing negative comments can constructively turn a dissatisfied customer into a loyal customer, because you care. You're providing value, insight, fixing. Social listening is great for this, because some people will mention your brand on other pages and not on your page. Social listening, through platforms like Agora Pulse, there is social listening in there, so you could listen for your brand and other people's brands. You can also do a Google alert to listen when somebody's talking about your brand, and that might be in articles or different locations. And most of all, just search for your own brand on the different social media channels, and you'll see things that people are saying. It's a really powerful tool to have a customer service, have responses for things, so you're helping them to know what to say when you have a certain type of comment. And so I keep a frequently asked questions document. I think that's the best way to put it, but it's, this person says this, how do I answer? And it's just training your team on how to deal with situations, or at least training them to know what to come back to you to talk about. So, hey, if you see a negative comment or something that doesn't feel right, can you let me know so I can address it myself? That goes for testimonials or reviews as well. So if you have a bad review, of course, address it, make sure you try to fix it, all that good stuff. All right, now I lost. Let's make sure we're on number 7. Social media is just for brand awareness. Let's see if it shows. Okay, there we go. No, it's not. Social media can definitely drive sales. It can foster customer loyalty. You can get repeat sales, provide valuable insight to people who are searching for what you do. It's also great customer service and a direct engagement piece for your audience. Your audience is there, and if you do it right and your content is engaging them and is keeping their attention, then you're going to be able to make a good case for why they want to work with you. Testimonials, you've got great content, information, all of the things, right? So it's not just for brand awareness. It is for sales. It's for community building. It's for all those things, and for staying top of mind. So the more you stay top of mind, the more like touches that a person is going to have, the more chances they are of remembering you when they need to buy. Okay. When they don't buy right away, it's not a no, it's a not now. So we're just helping them. We're being there on a regular basis so they can decide to go with us when the time comes. If you post once and you're like, gosh, why didn't anyone come? I've only posted once in a month. Oh, I don't know why. That's why, because they just can't remember you. With all of the inputs that we have in the world today, I don't even know how many electronic solicitations we get. I know there was a number forever, but it's got to be super huge and super distracting for everything that's in front of us all the time. So just remember that you're not being annoying, because most people aren't going to see your posts all the time. And for that one person that is watching every single post you do, I mean, maybe you should make them like super fan or something, or make them a community manager if they just love you that much. All right, number 8, video content isn't necessary. Obviously, this isn't a really, really good myth, because you know how much video is a part of today's world. We know static images really don't capture people's attention. It's like we've gotten worse on our attention deficit than we ever have before, right? We want things that dance and move and excite us, and our adrenaline, or dopamine hits that we need are just ridiculous, because we are around so much stimulation. That's why the kids are having a hard time just sitting still, because we have so much stimulation all the time. But hey, we got to live in it. So video content is going to be more effective, or at least a really strong part of your strategy, partly because you can say so much. If a picture's worth 1,000 words, then a video is worth how many more? Because it's many pictures. That's what we want to do. You can really capture attention quickly and convey a message much more effectively than text or images alone. Although there is a place for text and images alone in the marketing, in the big picture of marketing, because it does provide a variation, and it gives you, when somebody's looking back at your page, they can gather a lot more information in a quick glance. So it's almost like that content is great for the person who's just coming to your page. But carousels are great. They're static, but they get to move it, and that's a dopamine hit. So anyway, just get over your fear of video content. And if you really, really don't want to do it, there are lots of talking head video software, AI software that can make a video avatar for you. So you really don't have to be scared of it anymore. And there's a lot of video that is, it is faceless. If you look up faceless video, there's people with video content that they'll sell that's just no face. They don't know that it's not you. You can use that content, and it's just to get interest, right? So it could be a sunset. It could be a dog playing. Like, it doesn't have to be video that's just you. All right. So number 9, we're almost done. Number 9, you should stick to brand-centric posts only. That's what this one is. And I think, but this basically, if you see that page that's only sell, and it's only brand, that does feel really slimy if you go to it. So you don't want to just be about, they want to see diversity, right? So they don't want to just see your promotions of your products. They want to see user-generated content, or industry news, or educational posts, or interactive posts that you can get more engagement on with products, I've seen that people, they do lives, they do big launches. So there's an engagement piece, while they might do a testimonial and a great outfit shot, if it's pants or something like that. I'm just thinking of Beta Brand because they have amazing content for considering how they're selling just clothes, and they're like exercise type clothes that look like business. But their content is great. It talks about fabric, it talks about the people using it, wearing it. It has crazy pictures because these people are being all flexible. So you can do a lot, even though you're a brand that's selling a product or an app. You can do a lot with the content that you're sending over. All right, so okay, I'm just gonna, like, there's so many myths, and I'm gonna call it at 10, guys. I'm gonna call it at 10. So repurpose content throughout. So repurpose content across all platforms. Now, this one, it would sound like you hear it all the time, right? You should just repurpose it, just make it go out to everything. I would say that this myth is more about making sure that that audience cares about that content in the type of form that it's in, right? So if you think about all the different social media platforms, so Instagram versus Facebook versus X versus TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, even Pinterest, right? And just the comparison of the difference between, say, Pinterest and YouTube. Well, we've got videos over on YouTube. That's YouTube's main, bread and butter. They're longer form video, typically with how-tos. There is short content in YouTube Shorts, but it tends to be longer form content, whereas Pinterest is great for how to create something like a process. It's an infographic style. There's a lot more, maybe it's a great shot and it's actually going over to an article. And Pinterest is very, very good about giving you the ability to link out. Like, that's one of the best parts about Pinterest, but those pieces of content are totally different. Plus the size is going to be totally different, right? Wide for YouTube. Pinterest is a very long shot. It's a very long image. Stories, all of these things have different sizes. So what I tell people, and you can repurpose, yes, you can, but think about the content that you're making. If it's a LinkedIn post, are they going to care as much about that as they do a TikTok short? Like, are you going to put a TikTok short over on LinkedIn? Your audience may or may not be over there to look at that type of content. So just be aware of what you're posting, if it's appropriate for the place that you're posting it. And by default, generally speaking, we do a lot of video content in square form because it is multi-purposeful. And you can put it on several platforms, but we always shoot in wide. So we have more space and we can fill up a full screen with a YouTube video if we want to, that's a little bit further out. So you can get a shot that's tall as well. So you can repurpose that video. And maybe you create from whatever video you did, maybe you create a Pinterest post that talks about that video. Maybe it's the 10 myths in a Pinterest post would be great because they could go and look at the information, right? But that's just some of the myths. I wanted to make sure that you are looking at the big picture and really not getting stuck in the weeds when it comes to social media, or letting yourself get in a rut, whether it's posting daily or it's thinking that you have to post a certain type of content, or thinking you have to do all of it all the time. Guys, it's organic. It's very organic. So if your social media feels very contrived and structured and rigid, you may be sticking to old myths, right? That's the best way to put it. Okay, well, thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to let you go. Stay tuned for next week. We have a really good plan to show you guys some different posting platforms so you can save some time with your social media. All right. See you all next week. Have a great week. Bye.